Welcome to our question 3 in Mathematics Paper 2 2022 GCE. So here we are continuing with our question 3. Before I start, again, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button so that you get notified whenever a new video is uploaded to our channel. And we are also offering tuitions for those that would like tuitions. Don't forget to join our Fast Revision Academy. So that you get a full extensive revision of math, biology, chemistry, physics, and also English for those that are preparing for their GCE exams. So don't forget to inbox me on WhatsApp. Yeah. So to begin, we are saying that this question is a question on what? On sets. So in paper 2, the question on sets actually is quite simple and it has a lot of marks. So the question is saying, in a particular locality, 25 people like walking, 22 people like learning, and 15 people like what? Cycling during their morning routine exercise. 11 people like both walking and learning. 9 people like what? Both learning and cycling. 7 people like both walking and cycling. 3 people like all the 3 activities, while 7 people do not like any of the activity. Our first question is asking us to draw the Venn diagram to illustrate this information. So how can we illustrate now this information on a Venn diagram? So there are quite 3 steps which you need to follow for any question which requires you to draw a Venn diagram. If you follow these 3 questions, I guarantee you will never get a question on drawing a Venn diagram wrong, because these are the standard principles. So pay particular attention. So what is our first step? So our first step is to write or to simplify the information you have been given. Start with the last one, going up. Don't start with the top. Start with the last one. So we are saying we have, what do we have? So we have 7 people do not like anything. So don't like anything. Then we have 3 people who like all the 3 activities. So you say 3 like all. Then next we have 7 people who likes what? Walking and cycling. So you say 7 walking and cycling. Then moving on to our third, we say 9 people like learning and cycling. So you say 9 people like what? Running and cycling. Then we have 11 people who like what? Walking and running. So we have 11 people who like walking and learning. Then you now go to these ones which are 1. So we have 15 people who like cycling. So you say 15 cycling. Then we also have what? 22 which like running. Then we also have 25, which likes walking. So once you write all this data in a simplified manner like this, you won't get the question wrong, because after writing this, you have identified one thing. What is that? We have identified that here we have people who like three things. We have cycling, learning, and walking. There is no other thing. So now, which gives you an idea which type of Venn diagram you are supposed to draw. So in our case, the Venn diagram we're supposed to do should have three what? Sets. For cycling, learning, and walking. So now here, you draw your Venn diagram. So this is our question 1. So always, whenever you're drawing a diagram, be sure to write the symbol E to indicate that this entire thing is the universal set. Then in the universal set, we have how many sets? 1, 2, and 3. So you say 1, 2. So because we have people who like all the three things, you are going to join the three what? The three sets, because we have people who like three things. Then you now label them. You say this is cycling, we have walking, and we have running. Yeah. So after you have written like this, so let me put running here. So you have running. So after you have written like this, now you start what? Entering the number. So now here the part for entering the number, that's where most pupils get the question wrong. So you need to pay particular attention here. That's why I told you to start with what? The one at the bottom, because that is the way you have written them. This is the way you are supposed to enter them into the what? Into the Venn diagram. So we'll start by 7. So 7 people didn't do anything or didn't like anything. So meaning, if these 7 people didn't like anything, they shouldn't be in any of the 3 sets. So we are just going to put them outside. So you say 7. Then after writing that, we are going to move on now to those that liked everything. So the question has told us that 3 people liked everything. So when you go back to your set, you can see that this part are those people who like learning and cycling. This part, cycling and walking. This part, learning and walking. But this middle part contains the entire 3 sets. So meaning our 3 should go where? On this small part which has 3 sets. So once you do that, you have written your first. So meaning you have entered these 2. Next, you are going to those people who were liking 2 things. So we'll start by walking and cycling. So walking and cycling is what? This part. So walking and cycling, they are telling us that they are the 7 people who liked walking and cycling. But remember, we have again other 3 people who also liked what? Cycling and walking. Who are those? These 3. So meaning out of 7, the 3 we have already entered them. So you are going to say now 7 minus these 3, we have what? 4. So meaning 4 people are the ones which only liked cycling and walking. Yeah. So this is how you enter. So that's why I told you to start with the one on the middle, because it will guide you. These other numbers, you are supposed to enter them after you subtract. Don't enter them directly. You will get your answer wrong. Yeah. So now moving on to our next question. We said 9 like running and cycling. So you go again where there is running and cycling. So meaning the part which we are supposed to enter is this one. So remember again, from learning and cycling, we have 3 people already who like learning and cycling. So we are going to subtract those 3 people from 9, which will give us 6 as our number, which we are going to put there. So this is how simple the Venn diagram is, if you are following me. So next we are going to 11. So 11, they liked what? Walking and run. Also this for cycling and running is this part. Then the next part is the one we're supposed to put here. So here we are supposed to put now learning and walking, which is 11. But out of 11, we have again 3 people who liked what? Learning and walking before this came. So meaning we are going to subtract 11 minus 3, which gives us 8. So meaning if we say how many people liked walking and learning, we are going to say we have what? These people. So these people liked what? Learning and walking, which are 11. Again, when you say how many people liked learning and cycling, so these are the people who liked learning and cycling. 6 plus 3, which is 9. Again, if you ask how many people liked walking and cycling, we have 4 plus 3, which is 7. That is how you enter these values in the subset. Then finally, moving on to those who only liked one thing. So we'll start by cycling. So here we have how many people liked cycling? 15 people. So we have 15 people all together who liked what? Cycling. But here is the tricky part. The cycling part, we have how many people already? If you add 6 plus 3, 6 plus 4, we have 10. 10 plus 3, we have what? 13. So meaning out of 15, we have 13 people already who like cycling. So meaning out of the 15, we are only remaining with what? 2 people. So meaning here you put 2, so that when you add everything in cycling, it's supposed to give you what? 15. 6 plus 4, 10. Plus 3, 13. Plus 2, 15. So meaning we have entered our cycling. Then moving on to our walking. So, moving on to running. So those people who liked running, they were how many? 22. But here again is the tricky part. When you follow this circle, you can see that we already have 6 plus 3 plus 8 people who liked what? Learning already. So you add 6 plus 3 plus 8. You have what? So 6 plus 8 plus 3, we have 17. So meaning out of 22, 17 people already like what? Running. So you are going to say 22 minus 17. What is the answer? So 22 minus 17, our answer is 5. So meaning 5 people liked learning. That's the only 5 people who only liked running. All these other liked running and other sports. But this number, they are saying all those that liked cycling. How many were? They were, those who liked learning, how many were they? They were 22 altogether. Then moving on to our final part, those who liked walking. So those who liked walking, again, it's this circle down here. So remember that we have how many? Again, we have 3. We have 8 plus 4, which is 12, plus 3, which is 15. So we already have 15 people who liked what? Walking. So you say 25 minus 15, which gives us 10, as those people who only did what? Who only liked what? Walking. Yeah. So you can put here your answer 10. So once you do this, meaning you have express this information on the Venn diagram, because it's supposed to match everything they said here. When they say 7 people don't like anything, they are here. 3 people like everything, here. We have 7 people like cycling and walking. So cycling and walking is this part. 4 plus 3, we have 7. Just like that. So this is how you can represent it. Moving on to our first question, which is saying how many people were in this locality. So the first question is just asking us to add everything now. So don't add these numbers, but add the ones in the Venn diagram. So you say, we'll start with 5 plus 2 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3. So once you add all these numbers, what number are you getting? So 5 plus 2 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3. We have 38 people. So this locality contained how many people? Wait, not 38. So we are supposed to also include the 7 here. So 38 plus 7, which gives us 45, not 38. So we had 40. So we had 45 people all together, not 38. So meaning we have solved our first question. Our second question is saying how many people like walking only. So they are saying those that liked walking only. So walking only, I told you that is this, because these are not in any of the other. So those people that liked walking only, they are only what? 10. So you say 10 people. Then our final part, which is part C, those people which liked 2 different activities. So those that liked 2 different activities are these. So If they said at least 2 different activities, we could have included 3. But they said only. So meaning you remove 3. So you say 8 plus 4 plus 6, which gives us 18 people who did what? Liked 2 different activities only. So this is how you solve a Venn diagram in paper 2. Simple as this. So don't forget to join our First Revision Academy, where we help you achieve your academic success by building you up with simple basic stuff so that you can understand difficult concepts. So this is where our question 3 ends. Stick through as we solve the rest of the paper.